Absolutely confirmed. Tottenham are in advanced talks with RB Leipzig over a £70 million deal for Yan Diomande. Spurs pushing hard to get it done now. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Spurs are pushing hard behind the scenes to land one of the most explosive young attackers in European football, with advanced negotiations now underway for RB Leipzig sensation Yan Diomande. Sources close to the talks indicate Spurs have moved decisively, identifying the 19-year-old as the ideal successor to Brennan Johnson and a player capable of transforming the attacking dynamic at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. According to TEAMtalk, discussions between Tottenham and Diomande's representatives are already at an advanced stage, with the framework of a deal beginning to take shape. The proposed package is understood to be in the region of £70 million, a figure that underlines just how highly Spurs rate the Ivorian winger. Crucially, the player has already given a clear green light to the Tottenham project, fully buying into the sporting vision and the pathway being offered in North London. That development has shifted the focus firmly onto negotiations with RB Leipzig. While the Bundesliga club have publicly insisted that Diomande is not for sale, sources suggest the internal stance is far more flexible. Leipzig are open to talks if the right numbers are placed on the table, and Tottenham are keen to move quickly to exploit that opening before rival clubs can disrupt the process. Spurs are determined to avoid another drawn-out transfer saga. Lessons have been learned from previous windows, and there is a clear desire to strike early, decisively, and on Tottenham's terms. Even with Diomande currently away on international duty at AFCON with Ivory Coast, the club believe there is no reason why an agreement cannot be finalised swiftly, with medicals and formalities handled as soon as conditions allow. Diomande is widely described by scouts as a genuine game-breaker, a rare breed of attacker who can change matches in seconds. His pace, 1v1 ability, and fearlessness in the final third have made him one of the standout young performers in Germany this season. Premier League clubs have been circling, but Tottenham believe regular minutes, a clear role, and long-term trust give them a decisive edge in the race. There is, of course, an acceptance inside Spurs that adapting from the Bundesliga to the Premier League is never straightforward. Recent examples have shown that even elite talents need time to adjust to the physicality and tempo of English football. However, Tottenham see Diomande as a player worth backing through that process, someone whose ceiling is simply too high to ignore. With Johnson gone, Spurs are not looking for a stopgap. They want a forward who can grow into a cornerstone of the attack, stretch defences, excite supporters, and deliver moments that turn tight games on their head. Yan Diomande fits that profile perfectly. All signals now point towards acceleration. The player wants the move, his camp want the deal done quickly, and Tottenham are ready to press hard this winter. Tottenham's long-standing admiration for Conor Gallagher has suddenly exploded back into life, with the midfielder now actively preparing to leave Atletico Madrid when the January window opens. What was once background interest has rapidly evolved into a live transfer situation, and Spurs are firmly in the picture. According to reports from TEAMtalk, Tottenham have already made contact with Atletico to explore the conditions of a potential deal, after Gallagher held direct talks with Diego Simeone over his lack of consistent minutes this season. Despite his reputation for intensity, work rate and tactical discipline, the England international has found himself on the fringes in Madrid, a situation that has become increasingly untenable with the World Cup looming on the horizon. Gallagher, now 25, is understood to be eager to fast-track his exit in the coming days. His priority is clear: regular football at a high level to keep himself firmly in England contention. Atletico, while reluctant to lose a player Simeone genuinely rates, accept the reality of the situation. Internally, the Spanish club acknowledge they cannot offer Gallagher the platform he needs, and more importantly, they do not want to stall a World Cup push for a player widely seen as too good to be warming the bench. Sources close to the situation have made it clear that Atletico are open to doing business. While a permanent sale would be their preference, intermediaries believe a loan deal with an option to buy could be the most realistic solution in January, a structure that would immediately appeal to Tottenham as they look to strengthen without compromising longer-term flexibility. Spurs see Gallagher as a near-perfect fit for the Premier League's intensity. His energy, pressing ability and box-to-box drive align with what Tottenham's midfield has often lacked, particularly in high-tempo matches. Crucially, he would arrive with no adaptation period, something that matters deeply in a window where instant impact is the priority. However, Tottenham are far from alone. Manchester United remain admirers, while Newcastle United and Inter Milan are also closely monitoring developments. The race is real and competition will be fierce. Yet Spurs believe their project, playing time assurances and the pull of London could give them a decisive edge. Spurs are gearing up for one of the most eye-catching moves of the January window, with Adam Wharton firmly back at the top of their agenda. Sources indicate Spurs are ready to return with force after seeing their initial approach for the Crystal Palace midfielder firmly rejected last summer. According to TEAMtalk, the North London club have now decided the time has come to seriously test Palace's resolve, with preparations underway for what is being described internally as a major offer. This is not casual interest or routine scouting. Wharton is viewed as a cornerstone signing, a midfielder Tottenham believe can shape their next cycle. At just 21, Wharton has rapidly elevated his status across the Premier League. His composure in possession, intelligence off the ball and ability to dictate tempo have made him one of the most coveted young midfielders in England. Spurs' recruitment team see him as the complete modern profile: press-resistant, tactically disciplined, technically secure and already comfortable with the league's intensity. Tottenham's hierarchy have drawn up an extensive shortlist ahead of January, but Wharton sits right at the elite end of their plans. He is not a short-term patch, he is viewed as a long-term pillar, someone the club could build an entire midfield structure around for years to come. That belief is driving Spurs' willingness to go bigger than before. However, the challenge is obvious. Crystal Palace hold the cards. Wharton is under long-term contract, and the Eagles have no financial pressure to sell. Palace made it clear in the summer that they were not open to discussions, and they remain fully aware of the midfielder's soaring market value. Adding further urgency to the situation is Manchester United's interest. Spurs are acutely aware that delays could see rivals move ahead, which is why there is a growing sense of urgency inside Hotspur Way. The plan is simple: move quickly, make intent clear, and position Tottenham at the front of the queue before the race intensifies. That said, there is realism behind the scenes. Spurs understand that prizing Wharton away mid-season could prove extremely difficult. Even so, they are prepared to lay foundations now, opening dialogue, making their admiration clear, and ensuring that if Palace's stance softens at any point, Tottenham are ready to strike immediately. January may not deliver the final breakthrough, but one thing is certain: Tottenham are not walking away. Wharton remains a priority, a statement target, and a name that could dominate Spurs' transfer narrative well beyond this window. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!